Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be diving in.
Today, we are plunging into a universe that's, well, familiar, but also feeling kind of brand new. Alien Earth, the TV prequel series everyone's talking about. We've gone deep on an NPR review. This one's from August 12th, 2025. And our mission, like always, is to pull out the really key insights, the surprising bits.
Basically give you that shortcut.
Exactly. So you're totally up to speed on this show and, where it fits in the whole alien saga.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, it's not just like a plot summary. It's a chance to see how this new story in such a, beloved franchise, how it handles that legacy, how it respects the old stuff, but also pushes into new places. It's a tricky balance.
It really is.
Right.
And it kicks off with something that'll feel instantly familiar if you're an Alien fan.
Oh, yeah.
You're back on this big spaceship, crew's kind of dysfunctional blue-collar types waking up from that long hypersleep.
The classic setup, that gritty, lived-in future feel.
Totally. And the timeline, this is important, we're in 2120.
Okay, so just before the original movie.
Yep, 2 years before Ridley Scott's Alien, the 79 film. And like 50 years, whole 6 decades before Cameron's Aliens.
Wow, okay. Big gap before Aliens.
Huge gap. The ship's the USCSS Maginot. And yeah, they're working for Weyland-Yutani. No surprise there.
Of course not. The ever-present corporation.
And the guy running the show, the showrunner, Noah Hawley.
From Fargo. That definitely inspires confidence.
Right. He knows how to adapt things well.
And the review mentions those little nods, the callbacks to the original films. It sounds like they really nailed that 70s vision of the future. The look from Scott's film, the worn-down tech, the ship's feel.
Exactly. And there's apparently a scene, the Maginot Crew's in this area, and it looks just like the dining hall from Alien.
Oh, the dining hall scene.
Yeah, where John Hurt had his memorable chest-burster moment. It's clearly meant to make you feel grounded in that world straight away.
It makes you feel at home before everything inevitably goes sideways.
And it does go sideways. So this Maginot Crew, what's their actual mission for Weyland-Yutani? This, incredibly long mission.
It's pretty ambitious, or maybe just greedy. They're on a 65-year trip into deep space.
65 years?
Yeah, to basically collect a whole host of awful alien species, like a shopping list from hell.
Jeez. Weyland-Yutani, always after the bioweapons.
Well, yeah, and the review points out in this future, Weyland-Yutani's even bigger. It's one of just 5 megacorporations that basically run Earth.
5 corporations running the planet. Okay, so they're grabbing nightmare creatures for one of these giants. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, you know the answer in this universe. Pretty much everything.
Naturally.
The Maginot predictably malfunctions. It crashes.
Okay, standard alien problem.
But here's the twist. It doesn't just crash like on some random moon. It comes down on Earth, right, in territory controlled by a different one of those big 5 corporations.
Oh, corporate rivals.
Exactly. A company called Prodigy. And of course, the cargo escapes, the aliens get loose.
And that's where the real chaos starts.
That's the kickoff.
Now, beyond the corporate stuff and the escaped monsters, the review talks about some really interesting tech, right? Like new kinds of artificial life.
Yeah, this is where it gets pretty wild. We know about cyborgs, humans with artificial bits.
Right.
And we know synths, fully artificial people, like Ash in the first movie, Ian Holmes' character.
The creepy android.
But this show introduces something totally new. Hybrids. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Hybrids. Okay, what are they?
So this is Prodigy's big thing. Their innovation. They've figured out how to put human consciousness inside these, superior synthetic bodies.
Wait, upload minds into robots?
Essentially, yeah. And the way they started doing it is kind of creepy. They focused on putting sickly children into adult synthetic bodies.
Children? Why children?
The rationale, apparently, is that younger minds adapt better to that kind of massive transition.
That sounds ethically dubious?
Extremely. And the key thing about these hybrids, they don't age. Physically superior bodies, theoretically immortal.
Whoa. Okay, that opens up a whole can of worms.
Doesn't it? About what being human even means.
And who's the brain behind this tech, this Prodigy Corporation?
It's run by this young trillionaire guy, Boy Cavalier. Samuel Blinken plays him.
Boy Cavalier, what a name.
I know, right? And the review describes him perfectly. Like a cross between a barefoot Mark Zuckerberg and Dr. Frankenstein.
Okay, yeah, I can picture that. Sort of tech bro meets mad scientist. Unsettling.
Very. So imagine this. The Maginot crashes in his territory, the Prodigy Zone.
Right, with all the escaped Weyland-Yutani aliens running around.
Then who does Prodigy send in to deal with the escaped creatures?
There's no guess. The hybrids.
The hybrid children.
Oh, wow. So you've got these lab-created beings fighting these naturally monstrous aliens.
Exactly. The review calls it this fascinating clash, right? Where aliens from nature and creations of human technology meet.
That's a hell of a premise.
Yeah.
And who's looking after these hybrid kids?
There's a synthetic named Kirsch, played by Timothy Oliphant.
Oliphant. Okay, interesting casting.
Yeah, and he's described as having this creepy precision, spiky blonde hair, very aloof, very detached. He mentors the hybrid kids.
Sounds like a classic alien synthetic then. Not exactly warm and cuddly.
Not at all. And he really leans into that old alien trope, you know, the artificial person who kind of despises their human makers.
Right, that spooky contempt.
Totally. The review even quotes him giving this chilling speech about humanity. You gotta hear this.
Wait on me.
He says, "You used to be food. You built tools and used them to conquer nature. You told yourself you weren't food anymore, but in the animal kingdom there is always someone bigger or smaller who would eat you alive if they had the chance. That's what it means to be an animal."
Oof, that is bleak and pure alien.
Isn't it? It just nails that theme of human arrogance, thinking we're above it all, but really we're just food waiting to happen.
So what does this all mean if we connect this to the bigger picture, beyond the action and the scares?
Well, I think Alien Earth is really digging back into those classic franchise ideas, but maybe from a new angle.
Like what?
Like humanity being undone by its own arrogance, its ambition, trying to control things, nature, technology, life itself, and just blowing up in our faces.
Very relevant today, thinking about AI and stuff.
Exactly. The review links it to that. And you've got the corporate greed thing again, right?
Yeah.
Exploiting ordinary people.
Weyland-Yutani, Prodigy,
Mm-hmm.
the same old story, just bigger.
Mm-hmm. And that question, are we building tech to help us, or are we building our replacements? Plus, how extreme danger reveals who people really are, their smarts, their grit, just that stubborn need to survive.
All those core alien themes are there.
They really seem to be.
So how did the reviewer actually like the show overall? It sounds ambitious.
Oh, they loved it. Called it one of the best TV shows of the year. High praise.
Wow. Did it capture the feel of the movies? The suspense?
Apparently, yes. Evokes that same kind of nail-biting tension you get from Scott and Cameron, but stretched over 8 bombastic episodes. Sounds like it delivered.
Okay, sounds impressive. But does it create any continuity issues for the hardcore fans?
Ah, yes. This raises an important question. Or a few, actually.
Like?
Well, if these hybrids exist in 2120, why don't we ever see or hear about them in Alien or Aliens, or any of the later films set decades, even centuries later?
Good point. Where did they go?
Exactly. And maybe even bigger. If xenomorphs crash-landed on Earth 2 years before the Nostromo even found them out in space,
Yeah?
why does everyone in the later movies seem completely unaware that these things had already been on our home turf? You'd think that would be kind of a big deal.
Huh. Yeah, that feels like a potential plot hole, doesn't it?
It definitely makes you scratch your head if you know the timeline. The review flags these as big questions for sci-fi fans.
Does the reviewer think Hawley might address these things later?
They express hope, yeah. Hope that subsequent seasons will tackle these continuity points, but overall, the feeling was positive.
How do they put it?
They said the show manages the slick feat of offering a story that feels new, builds on the past, and offers loads of tantalizing possibilities for the future.
Okay, so acknowledging the questions, but still praising the execution. Sounds like a tricky balancing act, but maybe they pulled it off for season 1 at least.
Seems like it. It's a fine line to walk in a franchise this established.
So wrapping up then, Alien Earth. Sounds like it's both a tribute and something genuinely new.
Mm-hmm. A loving callback, but also a bold step forward.
Hitting those classic themes, corporate evil, tech gone wrong, survival, but adding these new layers like the hybrids and the Earth setting.
Yeah, staying true to the core dread, but finding new ways to explore it.
So maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is something the expert touched on earlier.
Yeah, maybe consider how a story like this, Alien Earth, really pushes us to think about our own ideas of progress, of control.
What happens when our own cleverness, our creations, meet forces we can't predict? Whether it's, actual aliens?
Or the unintended consequences of the things we build. It's a question that feels more relevant than ever.
A really provocative thought to leave you with. We hope this deep dive gave you a good handle on Alien Earth and maybe got you thinking.
Yeah, maybe check it out for yourself.
Definitely. Until next time, keep digging deeper.